African people. And I need to clarify this to the press because I have seen people playing my videos and showing the section where I say, I am African first, I am black first, I want what's good for me and my people first. That is a natural and normal posture of self-love. So I think that the media should stop portraying that as hatred. Irish people have their clubs, Jewish people have their synagogues and Jewish community centers where they congregate. That is not seen as hatred. It is a long and historical thing that anytime black people gather and unify, it's seen as a mob, a riot, a hostile environment. I think that that's wrong. I deeply love the young brothers that are in Los Angeles, even as they are confused in many ways. But I remind the press that the Bloods and the Crips made a historic leap, declared a truce, and was so shaken by the obvious recorded video of Rodney King that they have become much more receptive to developing constructive solutions for their particular situation. And so I'm deeply gladdened by that.
I take it you like what Rodney King said.
Excuse me?
I take it you like what Rodney King said on television.
You got to put that in a question form so I can understand what you're saying.
Rodney King said we all have to live together.
Right. Well, I mean, that's not profound.
I take it you like it.
I don't think that that's profound. Of course we all have to live together. The question becomes not ostensible racial harmony, because Bill Clinton says he believes that entertainers should promote racial harmony. I believe not only should we promote racial harmony, but we should promote justice. How can you ask people to unify with people who imprison 25% of the black male population or put them under court supervision? How can you ask people to unify with people who do not prosecute white criminals? How can you ask people to unify people with people who are victims of police brutality, who cannot even get police officers prosecuted properly? So the question becomes not racial harmony, but justice. There must be power sharing, there must be resources, and there must be justice. And then we will have racial harmony. Yes. Yes.
Republicans in the Bronx are minorities. They're very small in numbers. How did that come about, and are you still active in Republican circles, number one? Number two, why is your music banned from MTV?
Okay. I'm dealing with the first question first. I have never been given a justifiable reason as to why my music is banned from MTV. It is an absolute violation of my First Amendment rights of freedom of expression. And on top of that, it is consistent with the belief that black people do not have the right to react angrily, do not have the right to react honestly to the system of racism. That if we are not saying exactly what white people want us to say, then we should not be heard. And that is an extension of a system and network of racism that seeks to silence African people.
So therefore you're saying MTV is racist for banning your music?
I think that if MTV is not racist, they need to provide a swift reason as to why they have banned my videos. I was introduced to the musical community by Public Enemy. I was a member of Public Enemy, the hip-hop band. I appeared with Chuck D on several tracks. I have appeared with Ice Cube. I have appeared with popular artists, and I don't see any justifiable reason as to why I'm banned from MTV. No, I am not a Republican. I am not active in Republican politics. And I, like many young people, seize the opportunity to be an intern with a Republican congressperson from the New Jersey area, whose name I choose not to say because I don't want to give him any publicity. And I chose to take the opportunity because my philosophy has always been to experience, to travel, to explore, and to raise and elevate my own intellect in every opportunity that I can. The other thing is that because I came from a poor family, all of the things that I told you were my accomplishments were things that I earned through scholarships or through academic excellence or something of that nature. And so my ability to work at the United States House of Representatives was me exploring my possibilities in the future. At that time, I thought a political career would have been a possibility. But I discovered at the United States House of Representatives that I felt very isolated. I felt like there weren't many blacks up there. I felt like the blacks that were there were unable to make a qualitative difference in the lives of African people by and large. And so I was very discouraged and disheartened from working at the United States House of Representatives. I'm glad academically and experientially that I had the experience, but I was not given a vision of heading towards the White House or the United States Senate or anything of that nature. I'm just going to take a few more questions. Yes. Yeah. No, Governor Clinton has not contacted me at all. I think to not contact a person and not do research is the height of academic stupidity. All right. Yes.
You said earlier that Clinton had an agendaless campaign. What is the agenda that you propose that presidential candidates get together that will appeal to black youth that you deal with so much?
I believe that the presidential candidates have to address economic empowerment. I think that they have to address a system which is different than the welfare system, creating dependencies. That they have to develop a system which teaches young African people that America is business, which means that you need to know how to put business together. I think it is contrived and conspiratorial for America to continue to produce high school graduates who don't know how to open their own businesses or organize their skills and a talent in a way in which they can be self-sufficient. So you have created a system which is organized to produce a massive population of people who are unqualified to support themselves. And I think that that's a very dangerous position for black and white America. Yes.
So Ron Taylor from the Washington Times. Now that you're involved in the campaign, what is your role going to be for the rest of this presidential campaign?
My role will be what it has always been. I am an African woman who is for economic, political empowerment of African people. I will continue to organize young people, to express myself, to be unafraid of the attacks that I have seen. I think some of the whites that I have seen on television that have described themselves as liberals have revealed what a tricky word that is. Because I don't feel that they have come honestly on the issues of African and Latino people, yet they describe and define themselves as liberal candidates.
Who else aside from Governor Clinton would fit into that category?
I don't want to give a list because I'll feel remiss if I leave somebody out and highlight somebody else. Yes.
Anne Brown, New York Trend. Sister Souljah, Murphy Brown, of all things, Anita Hill, pro-choice debates. It seems to be women are also the scapegoats of these male politicians.
Right. I think that women are perceived in this country to be people who should remain passive and cooperative. I think the difference is that as an African woman, I'm already caught up in a system of oppression, which means that I have to be at least twice as strong. I think that Clinton made a critical error when he attacked me because I am not Murphy Brown. I am very, very well prepared to defend myself and my people and to continue to organize. And I believe I'm far more articulate than Bill Clinton, far more intellectual than Bill Clinton, and probably a much better writer than Bill Clinton, and could give him some advice that could straighten up a very sloppy campaign.
You said that Bill Clinton hasn't called you. Would you consider meeting with him? giving you advice?
I would consider meeting with Bill Clinton if it was a meeting that was held with other black members of our community. I believe it's important for him to listen not only to me, but to other African people, because if he does become the president, he certainly cannot display the ignorant posture that he currently displays. Yes.
Rich Lamb, WCBS Radio. What do you think of Ross Perot, and do you have a message for white America?
I think that Ross Perot still has the responsibility of defining where he stands on many, many issues. And I think that the American people should pressure not only Ross Perot, but all of the candidates to define where they stand. I think that there is a fear in America of actually saying what a poor condition we presently exist in as a people. Because people are afraid to cause a panic on Wall Street, to really let people know what's going on with economics in this country. As a person that has had these 6-month savings certificates, I receive notices all the time saying that the interest rate is going down. And the interest rate is going down. And then when I turn on the financial reports, they say that the economy is getting better. It's not that the economy is getting better, it's that when you lower the interest rates, you're saving the difference on the other end. And so I think it's time for the candidates to be honest with white people and black people about what their intentions are in rebuilding America.
Do you have a message for white America?
The only message that I would have for white America is that it is in the best interest of white people, European people, and African people for them to take a more just way of dealing with issues that confront African and Latino people. Because, as Senator Bill Bradley has said on several occasions, as we move into the year 2000, African people and Latino people will comprise of the majority of the workforce, which means that if we're going to work together, you don't want 100 million angry blacks and Latinos running around your country. You need to deliver some justice before you inherit the legacy of your own actions. Okay, so I'm going to close. I thank you very much for coming out and giving me a fair chance, and peace and progress to you all.